This question is from Kashama Rangarajan from Bangalore, India. I am an initiated disciple of Prabhu Maharaj. Sometimes it is said that in Advaita, bhakti is only an accessory to Jnana Yoga. However, Swami Sarvapriyananda, in his book on bhakti, distinguishes between Goni bhakti and parabhakti, the latter being the acme of mystical experience and an end in itself. The parabhakti of mystics and gopis is even more difficult and humanly impossible than Advaita sadhana. Sri Thakur and Swamiji have said this, and so has Madhusudana Saraswati. You have hinted at this as well. Does Advaita sadhana also regard this Goni bhakti as an aid in Jnana Yoga and not parabhakti? How can one balance reason and surrender in our sadhana?
Yeah. So she mentions Prabhu Maharaj, Swami Vireshwarananda ji. So Revered Swami Vireshwarananda ji was the 10th president of our order. So she is a disciple of Prabhu Maharaj. All right. This question has multiple parts. One is love of God, devotion as an accessory or a help to knowledge. Is that true? Yes. Advaita Vedanta strongly recommends a deep faith and love of God as very helpful to Advaita realization. Why? Often at the beginning, not often, always at the beginning, Advaita is taken as an understanding, as something that happens in the intellect. We understand who we are and what this world is. And that's fine. But notice, often the intellect and the heart are separated. We can lead two levels of life, one an intellectual life and one at the level of the heart. At the level of the heart means emotions, feelings. So, our desires, vasanas, they are at the level of the heart. It's what the heart wants. It could well be possible that I understand I am limitless consciousness, but the heart wants a cookie. I have a desire to taste and touch and smell and see and enjoy life in various different ways. I have a desire for appreciation. I have a desire for love from others. All of the ordinary worldly, the human wants, those continue. Whereas my understanding maybe I am an impersonal consciousness. These two will be separate and they will create endless trouble in spiritual life. So my understanding will go one way, my heart will go the other way. I think Plato said, to know the good is to be good. And we immediately say that doesn't seem to be true. That's true only when the heart and the intellect are aligned. To know the good is to want the good and to be good. But if the heart and the intellect are not aligned, the intellect knows the good, but the heart doesn't want the good. So I know what is good, but I don't want it. I know what is bad, but I want it. Somehow they don't align. And that's the condition for most of us. In that case, bhakti is extraordinarily useful. One way bhakti means love of God. What does love do? It is the desires of the heart. Love addresses that. It's the desires of the heart which are channeled towards God. So the desires of the heart are of the form, I want. I want. And this I want usually is, I want the world. Now what bhakti does is pushes the world aside and puts God there. So I want is directed towards God. And that I want directed towards God is no obstacle to non-dual realization. In fact, is a great support to non-dual realization. One sadhu put it this way. Somebody asked more or less the same question about devotion and knowledge. But they put it in the way it's often put in India, sakar, nirakar, formless and with form. Is the knowledge of the formless, that is what I want. So devotion to God with form, what do I have to do with it? And the sadhu said, Babu, tum to ho nirakar, phase kahan par ho? You are yourself formless. I mean, only the body has a form. But look at your mind, thoughts. that doesn't have a physical form, it has a mental form. And go beyond that to consciousness, which it's always obviously that's there. That's formless. Your very nature is formless. But where are you trapped? Where are you caught? Where are you entangled? In forms. So where our problem is, there the solution has to come. Our problem is in this world of forms and names and people and personalities, in this world of diversity. We need something here which will solve the problem here. And the worship of God with form does that very powerfully. The devotional approach to spirituality, what is called the theistic approach, which you find in a wide range in Hinduism, you find it in Christianity, Islam, Judaism, all the theistic religions of the world. So bhakti helps there. If you're trapped in forms, then only devotion to God with form will free you from there, from that situation. So, that question, what help does bhakti give in Advaita sadhana? It is very helpful. It purifies the mind. Plus, there are many other benefits. There is a great benefit of the support of God. If you love God, the love of God becomes manifest in your life. God loves us anyway, whether we love God or not. That's why we have all of this. But if you love God, the love of God manifests in our life. It gives us strength to do sadhana, spiritual practice on the strength of this one little personality. It's too hard a task. You need the support of the infinite. You need the support of the God of religion, the omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. God takes care of us. It's a great psychological support. It's also a great support in terms of the material universe. It's a great power which removes obstacles on our path. That purification of the mind, which is essential for Advaitic realization, it can be done by us, but it's extremely difficult. But it's done by an act of grace by God. And that is mediated by love of God. So there are many, many benefits. The reason why Advaita teachers traditionally always recommend a devout life. It's very compatible with Advaitic knowledge. Shankaracharya, you see, endless hymns, stotras. There are hymns to Vishnu, to Devi, to Shiva, to Krishna, to Rama, to Jagannath, to Ganesha. So many hymns and to the different gods and goddesses, all full of extraordinary devotion. Bhaja Govindam, everybody knows. Shankaracharya, the great non-dualist. Now, is it always an accessory to Advaita Vedanta? No. She mentions parabhakti, the highest love of God. The love that the gopis had for Krishna. Parabhakti, prema bhakti, these are the words used. That is not an accessory to anything. That love is not what Advaita Vedanta talks about. Advaita Vedanta talks about our conventional love of God. Even the conventional love of God has to be separated from the more worldly kind of devotion to God, which is a transactional devotion. I love you, I will worship you, and you do these things for me. I have a shopping list. No, let's not laugh at it, because that is mass religion, basically. And that's a concession to human weakness, and Sri Krishna fully approves of it. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, I have 4 kinds of devotees. Those who are in trouble, artha. People come to me when they are in trouble, when they are suffering. And that's all right. He says it's perfectly all right. And he says they are my devotees. Second, people come to me when they want something. They are not in trouble, but they want something more. And third, people come to me when they are seeking enlightenment, jigyasu. They don't want anything in this world. They're not concerned about this world. They're not even in trouble in this world, but they're seeking enlightenment. And finally, he says the 4th kind of devotee, the one who loves God, is the one who is enlightened. The one who has non-dual knowledge. That person also loves God. And that's the true lover of God, because for that person alone, God is real now. Before that, all we believe. But that person, there is not a question of belief. That person knows. It's a fact, the greatest fact. So, this is the conventional love of God. which is highly recommended for people on the path of non-duality also. But beyond this, there's the supreme love of God, a madness which you see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, which you see in the life of Meera and lovers of God. That is not an accessory to anything else. That is independent and by itself, and it's enough. In fact, that lover of God will not be interested in our non-duality and realizing I am Brahman. That will be tasteless for that lover of God. So it's not an accessory. The two words used here are Goni bhakti and parabhakti. Goni is secondary devotion. Secondary means it is ritualistic, and there is prayer, there are certain forms, there are times of worship, there are certain rules. And parabhakti is that madness of love. There are no rules. You have gone beyond that. You are living, you are burning in the love of God. You see that in the lives of the mystics of all religions. So that is not an accessory to anything. That's very rare. That's rarer than non-dual knowledge. There's a song which Sri Ramakrishna was fond of, where God is singing that I give mukti, moksha, nirvana easily, but I'm stingy about love. I don't give that easily. I love all of you, but your love for me, that I don't give easily. I can give knowledge, and you can be free. But that special love of God, when you are lit up by the love of God, a kind of madness about God, that I don't give easily, he says. Mukti dite kator noi, bhakti dite kator hoi. That is the Bengali song. Yes.
At the end, she actually asks, how can we balance reason and surrender in our
Reason first, in Advaita Vedanta, reason first, surrender finally. So reason first shows us that I am not the body, not the mind, I am this limitless existence, consciousness place. Now again you will be back in the body and mind, the world will continue, this life will continue. What do you do then? So Swami Turiyanandaji again and again in his letters of Swami Turiyananda shows us that realize that you are Brahman. And then you are again back in this world. Rest of your life is a play with the Divine Mother. You surrender to the Divine Mother. So this great non-dualist Turiyanandaji, how did he live his life? You see his letters full of mother, mother. It's all the play of mother. Who is he? A staunch non-dualist. Whatever the problems which come and go in life, your own, for the enlightened person or spiritual person, their own problems don't matter much. They're all right. They surrendered it to the mother. Others' problems also, all sorrows, they struggle to remove the sufferings of others, but also surrender everything to the mother. They know everything here, they feel it. It's the play of one divine consciousness. So, Sri Ramakrishna said, this is my ripe opinion, a pakamat. What is the ripe opinion? It's what is a flag? It's a flag. A flag means pay attention to this. He says, realize the absolute, that you are Brahman. And then spend the rest of your life, stay in this world. He says, bhakti bhakto bhagavanye. Bhakti, love of God. Bhakta with the devotees of God. Bhagavan with the beloved Lord. Spend the rest of your life like that. And he says, ei pakamat. This is my ripe opinion. My ultimate opinion, my final opinion, good advice. Now, one might say that, but I haven't realized the absolute yet. All right, so we are on the path of realizing the absolute, but keep this as a framework. Until I reach that, I will keep God, devotion, devotees around me. In this milieu of love of God, I will live. And walk on. If you're particularly inclined to the path of non-dual realization, we will walk on that. And having reached what we wanted, having gotten what we wanted, we'll continue on the same way. With love of God, with the devotees of God, and with the beloved God.